Welcome to another episode of Grapple Gurus podcast. I am your host. If you listened last week, you know that I go by the name of the Ochente Ocho. Why? Because I've been watching since '88. They call me the first boss. I was a boss before the last boss. And I joined this week, as we were last week, with Double A. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, Double A, aka Irula. Been watching wrestling as long as the first boss apparently claims to have been watching wrestling, which winds him up till he hates that.
Well, you haven't.
Have been watching wrestling as long as he has.
Yeah, if you want to pretend, you can. But unfortunately, Roink the Clown couldn't make it this week. But we do have, making his debut on the pod, by the name of the Dazzler.
What's going on, boys? You all right? So, yeah, what you watch wrestling? 86? Yeah, I've been watching since 85. Yeah, cool. So, I've been the longest tenured wrestler.
You would have been 3 years old. You wouldn't even know. You would not. You don't know. You wouldn't even know what was going on in 85.
Definitely
didn't.
This sort of Hulkamania bad. Nice.
And then my daddy broke his slam hose.
Come on, right, watch me. Roll. Actually, it was WrestleMania 5. It was my first actual PLE. So, yeah, cool. So, definitely produced to you, but carry on. Nice to meet you,
guys. Not much happened in the week of pro wrestling in terms of storyline progression. Is there anyone that wants to touch on anything that's happened on the weekly show last week before we get into our two main subjects? Does anyone want to reference anything in particular? I mean, me personally, I'll just kick off quickly. The Seth Rollins faction, I am intrigued. I like it. I think they need a third member, a third man, which I think they will come. I like
that.
I don't know.
Person?
I don't know. It could be. Could be. They might benefit from an NXT person. But I think they'll get a third man eventually. I'm not sure who. But I like it. I like Seth as the leader. I like him, like leading his faction. It's good.
Yeah. I think he's a good person for it. I will say, just on that point, I found it quite mad. I don't know if it's like, I don't know what state they were in. I don't know if it was just that crowd, but the fact that Sammy, being a babyface his whole career, his whole tenure in WWE, this guy can get absolutely mauled, and the crowd are like, one more time.
No, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that.
And then when Seth stomps on his head, they're singing man's song.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
This is the problem, and this is sometimes why I need Roink here, because the WWE crowd, I'm sorry, I mentioned it before, they're stupid. In fact, I think
they're stupid.
You WWE fans are stupid. I'm sorry, because think about it. Why are them saying one more time? And this isn't a one-off. WWE fans do this all the time. You're supposed to cheer for the baby. I mean, look, you pay your ticket. You want who you want. I get that, right? But how can you, exactly what you just said, how can you be saying one more time to Sami Zayn? They do this all the time.
In the first 5 minutes of this pod, you both tried shooting.
Rollins, I'm just telling one actually.
No, you didn't Rollins.
Listen, Seth Rollins wants to be booed.
And I'll get on to both. Pop.
He wants to be booed. Boo the man. Just like AEW fans will boo MJF. Even though he says the funniest stuff in the world, yeah, he'll be booed because the AEW fans are programmed to be like, we should be booed. I find it funny, I like this guy, but let me give him his flowers by booing him, not by cheering him. But WWE should be one more time. One more. It's stupid. And I want to throw it up because
First and foremost, Aaron, you were chatting shit. What do you mean Sami Zayn's been a babyface his whole entire tenure in WWE? Because that's dumb. He's been a heel a lot of. Man, it's not even 9%. It's like 60-40. Like all those years where he was a heel with like Kevin Owens and then the Bloodline and blah blah blah. He was a heel.
Bloodline.
What when it first started. Oh,
The only time he was a real heel was when he was putting Johnny Knoxville and doing that whole conspiracy gimmick.
Rebel leader. He was like, yeah, he's wearing that.
Yeah, the conspiracy gimmick guy. Yeah.
Don't say the whole time. That's the first one.
Cool. He's a big baby face. And they're saying one more time.
That's what happened. Like the crowd told you what to do. Like, see what you're saying. I get it completely. Broody man, whatever, cool. But that's how Stone Cold became the biggest babyface in history. Like, he was a heel and he was supposed to be booed. He was trying his best. He was sitting in the diner with a Tom Man and Triple H and said, "What? I don't know what to do. I'm trying to get booed. I'm trying to get booed." Tom Man said, "Just keep doing what you're doing. If they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't."
No, I get that.
Okay, and MJF and AEW, the other week they were said, "MJF, he's our scumbag, MJF." Like, they were cheering him. Like, they don't boo him. AEW is the same as WWE. And this is the thing with WWE, right? And they bless you when he puts his thumb down.
Yeah.
They're cheering MJF. You know this, don't you? They cheer he's our scumbag.
Yeah, literally. But then
the point is mute.
But they do that, so we're giving him props. But then, when he does something devilishly heelish, so if MJF, who's a beloved babyface in AEW, let's say Swerve Strickland, yeah? If he went to smash his face through a cinder block, the AEW fans aren't going to say one more time. They're going to boo MJF.
Yeah, but when he murked Daniel Garcia, when he came back with that gay tattoo, he did he power drive him off the second rope or whatever it was?
Yeah.
And
they didn't say one more time.
No, they didn't. Of course they did. But, so they booed him, all that stuff, and then was it all in, all out? Which is the Chicago one? All out?
Yeah, whichever one, yeah.
What about their match? It was 50-50 cheers for Daniel Garcia.
And that's fine. I can accept that. In the match, I'm cheering. If someone's doing well, cheer for them. But what I'm saying is John Cena comes out in a promo and says, "I hate all of you. You lot are so easy. You lot are so dumb. You're going to say this." And then the crowd say it. You lot don't cheer me. You didn't want to do it before. Don't do it now. Cena. See, it's like he is cussing you lot. He is.
They do that to MJF. They do. He does all white paws. He cusses them and they go, "Okay, shut up, you idiot." And they go, "Don't laugh."
Then they get. But they'll cheer him until he mocks them.
We've got our bag in the back. We're part of the show. So, yeah. That's what happens.
It's mainly, these are the New Jersey fans because they love him no matter what. But
he's not from New Jersey.
Anywhere you
go,
from
Long Island. Carry on.
Oh yeah, Long Island.
So the knowledge is wrong, bro.
My point is, WWE fans are stupid, and that's it. Dumb. That's it.
You're a WWE fan.
Well, I'm a fan of, as I said, as the Ochente Ocho. I've been, here since '88. It's in me now. There's nothing I can do about it. But I can criticize it, and I can. For me, I'm a big fan of The Rock. I'm a big fan of The Rock. If The Rock comes out and I'm in the crowd, Rocky. The moment The Rock says, "Shut your mouth, you trailer park trash, don't sing The Rock's name," I'm gonna smile because I find it funny, but I'll boo him because this is what he wants us to boo him. So let's boo him. Let's play the game.
Is that true? Yeah. Imagine I have actual evidence that you wouldn't do that. You think I have? Don't. What Rev Pro? Think about Rev Pro. All the time in Rev Pro, when MJF was there, and he was facing Michael Oku. What did he do? When he came out and he cast us our fish and chips, all the girls spilling vinegar, all this blah blah blah.
Lunch.
You didn't complain. Made them idiot too.
But anyway, let's move on.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to get that clip for next week.
Let's move on. The
promo, and we all cracked up.
We're gonna have to get it.
Anyway, Moving on.
Just before we point though, one other thing, and just again, there wasn't that much in terms of like story progression this week, wrestling wise. But one thing I know, the thing is, I noticed it straight away. But I was just like, okay, they've done that. I don't know I don't think there's any massive element to it. It's not like some super, complex, whatever. But yeah, obviously, you've seen Alistair's debut now, yeah. You know, I guess the moment they did that backstage segment with Miz and Melo talking,
Yeah.
I noticed straight away. I was like, rah, they're all wearing white.
Oh, this gentleman
was like, come on. And I was thinking, I wonder if they're gonna like do some light darkness, whatever. And obviously, Miz has come out. He's cuts his promo. He's cussing, whatever. He's wearing all white head to toe. Obviously, Alistair comes back, debut, whatever, stand in the ring. I'm trying to relevance is because obviously when he debuted in AEW, it was against Cody. Cody was in the ring. He was wearing all white. The lights went off, whatever. He's there and he's standing in the ring. Obviously, I know they've done that callback, but I'm thinking why they do that callback because it doesn't really. There wasn't anything beyond. He was just wearing all white and he was wearing black.
We got around the first place.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't look into. I wouldn't look
because that's Kamala Harris swag, isn't it? Like March White.
Yeah, that's not out of the ordinary for Miz to wear all white.
Oh, just
I just noticed it. I was like, okay, but I was just thinking there wasn't really any relevance of it. I guess it was just a
nice little
a nod to that
contrast, isn't it?
Ultimately,
they wouldn't nod to AEW, though, would they?
No.
Unless he requested it as a joke. Maybe Alistair wanted them to do it as a rib.
Maybe
because again, we don't know the actual reason for him coming back, do we? Other than the thing is,
because Mrs. is there, isn't it? I think
Mrs. is there, but he has been, and obviously that for people that don't know, obviously we've had a wrestling group for a long time, and we've had these conversations for a long time. Alistair Black, aka Malachi Black, was wasted in AEW, and maybe he feels that way as well. Maybe there's injuries that were at play that we don't know. I don't know, but all I know is House of Black should have been a lot than they became in AEW. Malachi Black could have been a champion easily.
Did they win?
No, singles champion.
Singles champion. I mean,
he's a trio title, didn't they?
They
didn't even hold the tag titles, which is a bit more prestigious. Alistair Black or Malachi Black didn't even hold the TNT title. He couldn't even hold the what do you call it? Whatever.
He didn't even get a shot. Did he get a shot when he faced Cody? A few times
he did get a shot because he fought Cope, and that was for the title, wasn't it? Oh no, Cope won the title the next day or something, or I don't know. But
he fought Cope before he won the TNT. Yeah,
right.
When he had the cage match and he jumped off the top, was that for a belt? I can't remember if that was for a belt or not. But either way, that was probably his most high-profile match, right? He should have been more in AEW. So maybe
Ricky Starks, when he was at the height of his wave, should have been like at least TNT champion. Yeah, and it's not just a WWE problem. I think AEW has it as well. Like with LA Knight, for example, I think its wave's coming down now. A lot of people, they should hit it when it's hot. They leave it, and then it's too late. Okay, cool, they have a plan, wherever. And with Malachi at one point and Ricky Starks or Faints, whatever he's called now. There's a lot of people think that.
And even and since we're going on Alice, but like Rusev, aka Miro, I know they gave him the TNT title, and he did wonders for that TNT title. The gimmick was amazing, and that should have elevated to the world level. Now, maybe injuries played a part. With him, injuries probably played a part.
But injuries though, he dropped the belt to Darby, right?
Yeah,
I think it was. And after that, it was just, I don't know. I don't
lose to Darby. Damaged.
Yeah, it was basically Darby was like, I can absorb everything. I can You know, remember him dashing
is
them
he-
down the stairs and.
Is he bringing back the Redeemer gimmick?
So the promo
It was like, this is a bit
VT.
Redeemer-ish.
Yeah, I feel like he's still using that persona, but yeah, obviously he's not going to call it that, but he's still using the persona.
Well,
which is better. It's better than he should really do the Rusev thing.
It worked for him. It absolutely worked.
Yeah,
who's head of signing these days? Because I listened to a podcast the other day, and during the 2000 period, all the WCW lot, when they closed down, they're all calling over. And Vince McMahon said, like, talk to Jim Ross. He let him decide who comes in and who comes out. The only thing he said was no Jeff Jarrett. So, like, is Triple H signing?
Yeah.
Or is it someone else?
I mean,
Talent relations, head of talent relations.
But sometimes they're
I think it's Triple H.
in the case of Malachi, it definitely is because he's always Malachi's always been a Triple H guy. Triple H has always kind of
get pushed now.
Look up for him and be like, yeah, Malachi is sick, whatever. I feel like just going to your point about why he came back, part of it as well, obviously you mentioned his wife is there. I feel like part of it as well, at the time when not when he left, because it happened after, but obviously after Vince was gone and then Triple H had basically taken over. I feel like a lot of people that left because of Vince felt like, I want to see what it's like with Triple H there now, kind of thing. I wonder if I can do something now that Triple H is there. I wonder if I can get my ideas forward now that Triple H is the one in charge, kind of thing as well. Because probably part of it.
If I put a football analogy into it, it's like when Barcelona were at their worst, like about a year ago, 2 years ago, or look, Real Madrid were not doing well. It's still Real Madrid. It's still Barcelona. And I know it as a kid. It's your dream to play for that team. A lot of these people, it's their dream to wrestle for WWE and get to the top. Even though AEW is really doing a better product at certain times and blah, 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 blah. I still think, maybe if I could go back, and maybe it's my money as well. I don't know. I don't know about the contracts. But if you got now, Vince is gone, you get a second chance to live my dream.
Yeah.
And maybe win the IC title that I saw Brett have, just perfect Macho Man, all that shit. So I reckon a lot of that is just not nostalgia, but like dreams, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can see the deepest
how
going back.
How important that is for some people. Like, especially like I said, we mentioned earlier, like growing up watching it. For some of them, that's all they know. And regardless of where you are, if your workplace is sick and everything's sick, you will have that pull of, I wish I could do it. Like you said, I wish I could hold that icy paddle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Greg, let me ask you a quick question, Greg. Quick question, right? So, I think you prefer AEW over WWE on balance at the moment.
I'm neutral.
You're neutral? Okay, well, that's perfect then. What would you rather hold? The WWE Undisputed Championship or the AEW World Championship?
Not Undisputed Championship anymore, by the way.
No, it's WWE Undisputed Championship, and the other one's the World Championship. It's literally the Undisputed. Yeah, because the WWE Championship got
Oh, yeah,
Universal, Undisputed, Universal, whatever you want to call it.
It's Undisputed WWE Championship now.
No, Universal has been
Pretty sure the Universal names in it.
Universal's been retired.
Loads of these lot.
Wow.
No, seen a study the other day, but
who knows with these lot?
So would you rather? Well, actually, he's got a point. They could change it any minute. So what would you rather hold, Greg? To be fair.
No. So what are you asking me? Are you like? Am I an existing talent or what? Like, am I a free agent
right now?
If I'm in either company, I'm going to want to report.
You have a choice. WWE, and they told you your first match is to win the belt. If you just sign a dotted line, you sign it for AEW to win their championship, or you sign it to get not the World Championship, not that. You get the WWE Undisputed Championship. Which one you going?
And that's it's a pretty loaded question, and I can't really answer that. But I can't really. Okay, but as a neutral, I can't answer that. Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is, I can't give you a yes or no. I'm going to have to explain my answer.
With a definitive answer at the end.
Yeah,
You can't give an answer. Yeah.
So, but I can't give you yes or no. So what I'm saying is,
Good answer that.
if my dream is to hold the world championship, which obviously every wrestler would, you would choose the WWE title because you're going to get more viewers on you, right? You're going to have more eyes on you, and you're going to get a big opportunity, WrestleMania, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But that could last one day, and then you could be put on the shelf, you could be released. That's what you're taking the risk with that company. But you can always say you held the most prestigious title, the title that we watched, well, I watched from 88, you lot watched from the 90s, whatever. But the title that I watched, I could say that I held that, or maybe 2000s for some of you. But I could say I held that, and nobody can take that away. However, if I want to cement a legacy and have fun and be like, and enjoy my craft and my career, holding the AEW title, I'll probably hold that. You could, have freedom, creative freedom, put on matches, have an input, have a career, not have a fear of being released. If that was my goal, then I would hold the AEW title. So it depends what my mindset is at the time.
Yeah, clearly.
You right now, as a person, not a wrestler, if you had a chance to go and win one of them and then leave like David Arquette, which one do you want?
Oh yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So that would take me back to scenario A. So I would do the whole, WWE thing, go to Disneyland, hold the title, look at me, I'm the champion, I'm on Netflix, tell my kids, blah, blah, blah. But then disappear into nothingness. So that's what I would choose, because I'm not a wrestler. However, if I was, I'd probably go AEW because I would prolong it.
I mean, you'll say you will prolong it, but obviously this is going like into all the super hypotheticals. It would be based on so many different things. Your ability, do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. It's
not
everything.
you can't really say that you would have.
If it's on his ability, then he wouldn't get the chance. We're just saying that you get them one shot, and then dropping the card.
He's trying to be neutral and balanced, but
he's trying to be marker. That's what
the most neutral, isn't it?
You're not, but
you're but because you know the answer, but you don't want to make it right.
I called you. No. And this, by the way, let me caveat this. There is nothing wrong with what I'm about to say. But obviously, you guys are WWE guys. You guys are WWE guys, and that's fine. I was as well.
Neutral.
Right, let's move on to our first subject.
I like wrestling.
Speaking of,
this leads us nicely on to you lot's great company. Now, there was a quote that came out not too long ago from the great Nick Khan himself, the wonderful Nick Khan, the Messiah, whatever you lot call him, I don't know. But he said,
I don't know.
It's something we don't, in referring to hiring and benching. We won't sign and bench people. We sign people who we want to use. Okay. If another entity signs and benches people now, that's not something we would do. So they don't sign and bench people. They're signing all these talent. But you know what they do?
What's that?
So those on YouTube, what they do is they release people. Now, this week, we've just seen the releases of Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, Cora Jade, Kaden Carter, Katana Chance. I don't know who Eddie Thorpe is, if I'm honest with you. Gigi Dolin, and amongst others. Now, you don't bench people,
I'm sure
you release them. Now, Braun Strowman was almost was a US champion. He had shots for that. Dakota Kai was
used to make Patrick better.
He was Universal champion. He was.
I was saying recently.
Oh, sorry.
He
Yeah.
was involved in a US championship program. Dakota Kai, I'm sure she was fighting for some sort of one of them.
Well, she was in the final of the IC.
That's
good.
All of a sudden, instead of benching them or resting them or changing about storyline, you release them.
I mean, but
I won't even say devil's advocate, but I will say on both ends of this, I guess I would pose a question, Mike. So, in regards to, I'll pose a question and then we can get into like the individual people, but
In your own time.
would you rather be benched and not used, just sitting and catering, chatting to these other wrestlers, or released and actually go and wrestle somewhere?
Well, it depends who I was. Because I know it's not Greg, but who was that sick guy? It was in 2006. It was Crime Time. So you had Chad Gaspar and it was a JTG. There was the smaller guy.
Yeah.
The one who had all the crip walk, he was thick, right? JTG, right? Oh, he was never going to be the man or anything. Apparently, after Chad left, he was there for 6-7 years, just getting a payday, never on TV, nothing. And then until the day Vince saw him, went, "Oh, I thought you were gone." And then next day he got fired. But like, that was, oh, he benched me, bro. I know I'm just getting a payday here, innit? If I think I'm a guy, like how FTR had to, did the revival have to ask for their release to go, and so did Gallows and Anderson at one point. And
Yeah, I think so.
if you can get a good earning in the independents, then I'd rather be released so I can enjoy my future endeavors. If I'm just like, a bottom of the bucket, AEW don't want me, I'll make minimal in independence, and I'd rather stay benched. But if I'm a Braun Strowman, I'd rather get released. I think, but I don't know what he's on. It depends on money.
I think some of it.
Yeah, I think that's opposite because Braun Strowman, where's he? I'm assuming he's quite. I don't know his exact age, but I'm assuming he's at the latter end of his career.
He's 41.
Well, there you go. He's been a world champion. He's done it.
Yeah.
I think he'd be quite happy to just sit in catering. You're right. Maybe but you could use him. What I'm saying? You usually people are.
He was on a good. I think wage wise, I think his rate. He was in a good wage. I think
Possibly. But to answer your question,
he recently came back from an injury as well. He was injured. Can't remember what match it was where he got injured. He done something to his hip or his leg, and he was moving around like some.
If he's injured, exactly. I'm just saying, in general, if you're like a Dakota Kai who's been on TV recently, or Cora Jade who wants to make it, even those two, Caden Carter and Katan Chance, I've seen them on TV as a tag team.
Yeah.
Rather than so, what your question was? Would you rather be just sitting and catering or released?
Yeah.
If I know you're not going to use me ever, but if you tell me, right, we're not using you now because we need you to improve or we haven't got any storylines, then I would rather stay to try and improve, at least try and improve. If I've been on TV recently, that means I know you've used me. If you haven't used me for a year, fine. If you haven't used me for a month, then I know that there's chance for me to try and get back into a storyline.
Your career is only finite, though.
Yeah. How long can you wait to try and improve?
Can you waste 2 years?
Give me 6 months. If I've done nothing for 6 months, cool. Then I'm like, look, listen, what's going on here? But other than that, you want to be at a place where they're gonna, where you can try and prove your worth.
Can I put a Dev's advocate up there as well? I think this is better than they used to do it. What they used to do was they would diminish you because of WCW and that. They wouldn't use you and they would diminish you so much, make your value go down so much as an on-screen character that no one wants you afterwards.
Right.
At least, though, this is Devil Advocate. I'm just spitballing here, of course, freestyling. But like, at least Braun Strowman and Dakota Kai have gone out on. She was challenging for the IC. He was going for the US, having good matches with Jacob Fatu. At least their value is thin now. Yeah. So the casual fan, they're not diminished. They weren't jobbing. Does that make sense? So I guess one way it's good.
That makes sense. So based on that, out of that release list, can you see either going to an AEW or TNA, maybe Japan? But then TNA is WWE affiliate now, isn't it? So can you even do that anymore?
To be honest, I think Braun is done. I don't think he's gonna bother. Not bother, but I don't. He could go TNA, but I feel like that's
I think Braun will go to Japan.
Why?
They like him on stuff.
You reckon he's gonna go to Japan?
I mean,
They're not a big hipster, man. Yeah.
Like you are gonna
It's not an 80s and 90s.
way less paid than
2021, 2021.
on way less paid than he was getting. I don't see the point.
Rather than nothing, no. Well, his options is nothing or what?
I don't know, man. I mean, obviously that's a option, but I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I think potentially it could be a new member of Bullet.
But he wouldn't be. Can you say he wouldn't be going to Japan if he did go to Japan to make it? He'd be going there as an attraction, just maybe scratching. A lot of people.
There's nothing
who would tour Japan just because. So he might go and do something there, but not like Ospreay. Ospreay went to Japan to make a career, become the champion, be someone, to see where that. I don't think he's going there to be someone. He already is someone. Do you know what I mean? Anything he'd be Japan just to say he's done it.
When Vader got released in 99 or 2000, he went back to Japan, became tag champs. But beast, like there's money to be made out there. It's not WWE or nothing, is it?
Yeah, true.
I can see Dakota Kai going to AEW if anyone. I think she's going to Mercedes as well. I think so.
I think Dakota's having a potentially. The only thing with Dakota Kai, I don't say she's injury prone, but she was injured a lot, so they might be like don't really want to touch her. That's the only thing against her.
WWE did it once with someone, but then it per appearance or it's based on appearances or something. But if you're injured, then you're on a subsidized pay or something like that. So there is wiggle room, of course.
Yeah.
I'll work it out. Should rather have that than nothing, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that I can't
really want to go there.
Yes, it's weird with Gigi because her and
he was an independent.
Were a tag team on TNA.
Who was?
Gigi and Paxley. They were a tag team, and they were like on TNA, and they were. I don't know if they were going for titles or whatnot, but it's just a bit of a weird one. I don't know what happened. Again, a lot of it was contracts not being renewed, and I know with NXT them saying they were doing that thing where, remember they announced it, but they said it years back that they're giving talent like 6 months to basically prove their worth. I don't know if they can extend it after that, but if they don't see anything from you within those 6 months, basically they cycle you out and bring in the next batch of talent or whatever it is. Gigi had been there for a while.
I just realised, I'll tell you one thing, Gigi Dolan can't go AEW actually, can't she?
Oh, she won't go.
Yeah, she
won't go. Yeah.
You know, Greg, innit? Her and Darby Allin.
Why?
The Darby Allin thing, innit?
No,
Western version of Me Too. What was it called?
Yeah.
She used to go out with Darby and she accused him of what was it called? Like emotional abuse and stuff like that. So
she wouldn't go there. Yeah, she wouldn't go there.
And she couldn't. Because they'd have to make a choice. Do you know what I mean?
But we already.
This is alleged as well. Prove it.
I mean, if they're not on good terms, if they're on bad terms, then Tony Khan wouldn't do it. He's not like Vince. He's not like Triple H. He's not like Nick Khan. I think he's quite caring about talent and stuff.
Right, that's just true. All those names in there with Vince, mad.
No, I'm just saying from what we've heard. I don't know. I don't know these people. I'm just going by what we've heard.
That's
he's going by rumors and that.
Look, listen.
No, actually, I back him up.
The
one thing I love that. The one thing we can say is they are not like Vince McMahon. That's all we can say. Allegedly.
Let's move on from that. It's not a boring story. But yeah, I can't see these latest batch of releases. For me, they're not as high profile as they have been in the past. It's not like WWE will be like, AEW will be licking their lips and going, yes, we've got some free agents coming. I don't think, no disrespect to the talent, but look, wherever they go, good luck to them. That's all I'm saying. Just good luck.
Yeah. It's not like WCW back in the day. Anyone who got released in like 98, 97, whatever, from WWF, they just fire him.
Yeah, and AEW was
a lot of
doing
work.
that easily, but now I don't think at
Who did they do it with? Who was bad though?
what do you mean? What that got?
That got released from WWE, and they just slapped him up that they shouldn't have got. I don't think they made many bad choices. AEW, I don't think.
No, not bad choice.
Initially,
for codes.
taking everyone and they posted their too much.
That's what I mean. They've had some good choices in the past. You had your Bryans, you've had your Moxes, Jerichos, Christian Cages, Malakai's, Rusev or Miros. They've had, they've had a good crop of talent come through, like by chance. But what I'm saying is, this latest batch of releases, you're not gonna be like, oh, I wonder if one of them's gonna turn up on TV. Do you know what I mean?
I reckon Braun might come in, for like a shot, just like a monster, like a 6-month contract or something.
The only
been on a one-shot deal or something.
I would want him to come in as somebody's somebody's bodyguard, somebody's
MJF.
Perfect. If he came in, he didn't talk, and he just stood there as a monster and MJF's protection, then yeah. But then is that not just like
yeah? I don't think him doing that though.
Is that not
Wardlow? He's not a star.
Is that not his Wardlow then?
Yeah, but I feel like he feels that he's worth more than that. I feel like he would want to do more than just be the silent muscle. No.
Well, then they used to cuss AEW and independent wrestlers. The whole look of the
So the whole thing isn't it?
Oh, they reckon. What happened to Wardlow?
Oh, that would be good,
Or just on the bench.
Yeah, bench people.
If he came, if Strowman being Ricochet's heater man, I'll tell you what, that will. You know what? That would make Ricochet the most man in the world, more than he's hated. But speaking of AEW, moving on from the releases, I don't know if you've got the picture to put up on YouTube, on the YouTube version, but we are going to Forbidden Door. We said last week, tickets went on sale. They went like hotcakes. Apparently, this is one of AEW's biggest gates. They've done Wembley 2 years in a row. They've done Forbidden Door. This year's going to be at O2. And apparently, they've made $1 million already, straight away, which is crazy, from O2 compared to Wembley. But why is that? Because the ticket prices, from what we're paying now for our seats at Forbidden Door to what we paid at Wembley is a lot more. It's a smaller venue. Does it warrant it? Does the high price tags for Forbidden Door warrant the product at the moment, in your opinion? We paid it, so it must do. Or are we just stupid?
Well, exactly. You go first.
Like I said in the group, for me personally, there was a limit to what I wanted to spend for Forbidden Door, because I don't think Forbidden Door is not their best pay-per-view. And I wouldn't, if this was All In or what's their other, or a Dynasty in London or something, cool. I'd be happy to pay a bit more. But Forbidden Door, like you said on the previous episode, its luster is not as exciting as it was maybe the first time or second time it happened, because it was so mind-blowing that this was even, they were linking up with these different companies, New Japan, and these people will come, like, they were doing these matches. It made no sense. But because they work with them so closely, and every other week you see New Japan or, well, not AAA anymore, but PMML, NL, all these different companies, and they're wrestling people on AEW, not every week, but every other week, or Collision. Last week, the Dynamite just gone, it was Mercedes versus, I don't remember her name, but some...
Timeless bought Sakada, whatever the name is, that. The Princess.
Yeah, they're fighting people all the time. It's not really a forbidden door anymore. And
Yeah,
I
what's your
personally
three
won't-
times? It's not forbidden anymore, is it?
Yeah, cool. It's not forbidden anymore.
There's just a door.
You can justify the price where, and it's a good too. Whereas if it was Wembley and like I said, it was all in or Dynasty, cool, I would pay 200, 250 maybe max. Because I know all the talent, I know it's focused on them. Do you know what I mean? It'll be realistic. So obviously the show will still be good. But yeah, the price is crazy. Crazy. And I know part of the reason why they sold 1 million already, because some of their highest prices, their tickets, their front rows and VIPs was like 950 something pound plus.
Wow.
It's mad.
Wow.
And
People are paying though, isn't it?
front row seats, right? Not VIP, just front row, ringside was £512 or something like that.
Wait,
Mad.
ringside if I'm... No, I can't with that.
Why are you saying that like that's what? What are you paying?
I had a credit card ready to go, bruv.
Oh, cool.
I'm telling you now, it sounds like a lot of money, and it is, but compared to the
It's not
prices,
£2,000 at Wembley,
but I don't think I don't think front row was 500. I don't think
It
it
was.
was more than that.
It was. It was 500.
Front row,
Bro, ringside.
ringside
just
front row.
once.
Ringside front. Check it.
That
Check the
sounds
video.
too cheap to me. I'm not saying it's cheap, as in it's nothing, but I'm saying if you're comparing
For that
it, because
experience, I would have paid.
front row at a Raw or a
Mhm.
SmackDown at the same arena was in
Yeah.
the thousands.
Oh, yeah. It's mad. It's crazy. Someone posted on Reddit a comparison of a ticket they bought 2 years ago, the exact same seat, the exact same arena, exact same state, to now. And it was like 2 years ago, it was like 200 and something pound. Now it's like 900 and something pound. It's just like,
So
right.
is this a UK problem? Are they taking advantage of the fact
Oh, it's around
that
the
the
world.
UK audience don't get this enough, so they will be willing to pay these prices? Or is it just the way the market is?
Yeah, it's simple economics. I don't understand why you understand that. It's like, of course. So obviously, it's how often do you get the product week to week? Like, remember we used to get house shows. Now we
Yeah.
get a Raw and a SmackDown. That was like a few years back. It was like, wow, it's actually a Raw and a SmackDown. And AJ Styles won the belt in fucking London for once.
And he beat Jinder, and I weren't happy. But
Oh yeah, I was fuming as well. But trust me, you can't hit an agenda. But like, also like a PLE, as they call it now, or pay per view. We can say it's too expensive. It is too expensive for what? I don't know. I don't think we've ever regretted it. Everything I've been to would never regret it. I mean, like if I was the manager of this whole PLE, I'd be like, well, how much can I get? And then you charge too much, you don't sell out. But then if you charge the right amount, sell out. So obviously, the tickets are worth the willing to pay.
right,
Of course.
That's my point then. So that means they're taking advantage then, yeah? Because that's what I said. You're taking advantage of
Business.
people
It's business.
that don't get a product as often as...
They do it in America as well.
That's what I'm trying to say. Our
Wait.
ticket price is this high in America.
Aaron, did you say they looked at ticket prices 2 years ago in America? Is that something?
Yeah, it was some.
And then
some
2 years later, it was like £500 more.
Yeah.
Same
Same seats, same stadium, same.
Is that a Raw or is that a WrestleMania?
That was for a Raw. No, that was for a Raw.
Okay, so they've inflated the price.
Because wrestling's got more popular.
Yeah, I get it
as well. In general.
Right, so then... So this is what I'm saying. So we're UK based, so we're talking... I can only compare it to...
Yeah, cool.
I can only compare it to football. We're UK based, right? So back in the day, you could afford to take your... Well, not me, because I'm young, but I'm saying from what I heard, like you could take your ball down.
Man was slipped.
You could go football, take your fat. This is what all the old timers will tell you. I used to be able to go football and do it. So now I can't go see my team. I'm being priced out. Right. And now the people at the stadiums are only the people that, can afford it. Is that right?
What old timers? I mean, the old timers who bought their house for $1,000. Those old timers. Like, on my day, I bought a Twix at 10p, like a tuppence. Of course, my things go up.
It's relative. Like the wages don't go up
as well.
So
And inflation goes up, wages goes up. it's simple economics. Like,
But are you pricing out the common man from going to events like wrestling to football or soccer, whatever you want to call it?
Dusty Rhodes, who's the common man? What do you mean? Like,
Are we not common
men?
Well, we are fortunate enough that we can afford a ticket, but not everyone can.
Mm.
And should it be that way?
Lion, you should be buying food and not going to wrestling. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not even joking about that. Like, are we not common men?
But we are, and we are the ones fueling the product. We are the ones that are watching Netflix. We are the ones that are giving this viewership. And in order to give by giving them the viewership, they can attract Netflix money, yeah? Because Netflix are going, oh, look at all these people watching it. We'll pay you. So then now when you come to a live show, we can't afford it. Is that right?
If I was still living in my council estate in Brixton, I wouldn't be paying to go wrestling. That's the least of my worries.
But would you be watching the product?
Watch on Netflix.
And then would you want to go to a live show when they're telling you on the show, there's nothing like watching us live, come and watch us, and then you're like, well, I can't.
I went to my first wrestling event 4 years ago, so what are we saying?
Yeah, but that's it's also part of. It's partly. It's not something you go to on your own.
So they
You
should
need.
drop the prices to like £10 a pop for charity. Or
What I'm saying, £10.
Let's be saying that, but Tony does.
Wait, isn't the talent supposed to earn money? Like, the talent get money from the money they get from gates and that. If you're breaking their bodies, supposed to get paid more money.
You're not
They do. But if your company's turning over, if the company's turning over billions, right, then who is getting that money? Is it the talent or is it the board?
Well, the board and the trickles down.
Right. So my point is, like Tony Khan, we'll use him as an example. When he gave us Wembley for the first time, highest gate in UK history, broke records, done things WWE couldn't do, etc., etc. Do you know why that happened? Because he made it affordable, and he said, "Listen, I want everyone to be able to come and watch."
How much did we pay?
But we had good seats, so that's what I'm saying.
No, not good
as good seats, and the people that can't really afford, like you said, can still experience the product from a different. Is that not fair?
A different view. What, a good view or what? Have you ever seen top seats in Wembley?
But
what's that?
I just got to the screenshot from the video. So 570 for that section, yeah. The ring is behind that. Is just above that.
Well, to be honest, that's actually a very good price if for front row.
Why did
a ring size? Yes.
Why did you not come back?
I would that same thing for £1,000 for WWE.
Yeah, true.
True. Again, Tony Khan does look after the.
Guys, can I say then? Look, I'm saying a lot about economics now, but I do agree it's too expensive. But too is a relative term. I think I would not want it to be that much, but I also think footballers get paid too much. But I get the business of it.
And the money generated.
Honestly, so do I. But there is a thin line as well between greed, I think, and profitability. You can still have profit.
Business is greed, though, isn't it? Let's not be naive. Business is greed.
Of course.
At the moment you price people out, what are you going to do? You're suddenly going to drop the prices, right? And ask people to come back.
100%.
That's how WCW do, and they charge a certain price. They couldn't get people in, so they started papering it, giving out free tickets outside. So that's why you have the balance between where you can get, and they get sold out within a day. That maybe these tickets or 2 days.
I mean, wow. It's partly these ticket sellers, Ticketmaster, and these places are.
Oh, they went to market,
and
they sell it.
Yeah, a lot of people buy tickets from early, hold on to them in the hope that people get desperate and sell them up.
Yeah,
of course. That touting is.
And even if you wait, didn't Miles get cheap tickets to Raw on the day of Raw? Like, obviously, it's a risk. But you can get tickets obviously much cheaper if you leave it.
He did. He got it a couple of hours before the show. If you want to see that, shout out Miles at Agents Screen. No. On Instagram, Agents of Screen, you'll see what he did.
Worst plug ever. Go on.
I'm going to say agentscreen.com, but it's not. But it's around Agents Screen. I'd check him out. You can see the tickets he bought from Raw.
But yeah, obviously that's risky if you've got more than one person going. You know, the odds of you getting 2 seats or whatever together is unlikely.
Do you know how much you paid?
He got it, I think because he was looking at it on the day, because there were still seats. So that same seat was like, I can't remember, but let's just say it was £300. It dropped right down to like 100
For 2? Or 1?
Crazy.
I think that's each. I think it was each.
What?
£100 for 1 ticket?
Yeah.
It's mad.
But you were £300 seats, dropped down to 100.
So it would seem like in a good place then. You read Barnes?
Yeah, it was good. As I said, go to Instagram, go tap at Agents of Screen.
Wait, did he go by himself?
No. Yeah, there's two of them that went. But yeah, I don't know.
I would do that. Yeah.
I absolutely understand what you guys are saying. What Dazzler's saying. Economics, you're right. If you price it and the people are willing to pay it, why not? I just think ethically and morally, at some point you got to make it affordable to your fan base, all of your fan base.
No, you
not
don't.
just
No,
those who are in a
Tottenham don't do that.
position.
Tottenham don't do that. Man United don't do that. No business does that.
Well, that's what I mentioned about football. I never said that, but it doesn't make it right.
Of course.
The nature of the norm.
The thing is with Tottenham and Man United and football teams, you have a core fan base, supporters that will go week in, week out because it's the same place. Don't forget, WWE, AEW travel. So they're only going to these towns every so often.
Yeah. It's just more of a commodity. That means the football teams are worse than the wrestling.
You could argue that, but then there's more. That's
But
that's tribalism, isn't it? That's like you'll support your team.
Yeah,
and it matters. There's league. There's points. It's
yeah.
And I'm going to say this. I don't make it. I'm going to say it anyway. It's a quote unquote real sport. Not saying wrestling isn't.
Yeah,
Real sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's still tickets available. I just went on the side. All the section away, and that's all gone. They're still ringside. Sorry, the ring section. They've got some Pepsi lounge ticket section for like £300. It's like behind. I guess that's the one behind us.
All this information I could have had. I could have got a credit card. I mean,
I don't know what
I said. I think we've got. I mean, this isn't. Look, listen. We'll take this back to the group, but I think we've got very good seats.
100%.
And we'll post it on our socials when we go because and everyone can see. But I think we've got very good.
We've got good seats, definitely.
All right, we've just done an hour. We've done an hour. Have we got? Has anybody got any burning desires to get anything off their chest before we move on to next week?
No, I would probably good storylines.
I didn't have time to watch it before today's episode, but you know, obviously, Ray Meltzer is a funny guy. He's got some crazy takes. He's got some crazy opinions.
Right.
He loves, giving matches his rating that a lot of wrestlers live or die by. I don't care. Let me just get the name correctly. I'm going to open it.
What he's referring to, by the way, is Rink the Clown.
No. I'm actually talking about Ray Meltzer.
The real.
The real Meltzer this time. I know they are one and the same, but yeah. So the All-Star Grand Queendom pay-per-view, which was 2 weeks ago, I believe. Meltzer called it the main event. He called it. I wish I had the exact quote, but he basically said it was the greatest opening and ending to a match he's ever seen, ever.
Okay,
Was it from Stardom or something?
Yeah, I think it started a bit ever.
Can I just say?
I know what he's trying to do. I know what he's trying to do.
I was going to say, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get us cancelled.
Don't do that to me.
Don't bite, because you know,
I'm not saying
that, you know, if you talk about this, that Dazzler's going to get us cancelled. But let's just not watch it.
I'm going to watch it.
You know,
when you're talking, and from what I saw in the conversation, people were saying,
That's self-sabotage,
the cinematicness of it and how I don't know. I haven't spoiled for myself to watch it. But he also said the match was sick, 5-star. Sorry, he gave it a 5.25 stars. I don't think he's
send me the link. I will discuss this in length next week.
Yeah.
I love that. You know, I think that's a brilliant idea. I think
That's how
100%.
I would like to see. I would.
I want to watch the whole event.
Honest opinion. I want to watch the honest opinion. I think bangers on there as well, so you know how they can.
Just for
is it English commentary?
Context.
Should be option, yeah, they should.
Okay.
So
Right,
just
send me a link
context,
and I'll watch it.
Yeah, context then for next week. Just quickly, Daz, can you just give us out of 10 Charlotte versus Tiffany? What did you give it?
So,
okay, the Bianca, Rhea, and Io Sky out of 10.
6. But Mercedes Moné versus Athena is a big fat 2.
Also,
Hold on.
hold on. I just got one more. Naomi versus Jade.
That match is dead.
Okay, so yeah, so he's gonna watch it. Please send him the link, and this is what we're comparing it to. So yeah.
Charlotte and Tiff, high ratings. Bianca, Io, Rhea. Did you watch the name?
Yeah, because I knew it would happen.
Nah, that's not the point. Knowing the outcome doesn't mean.
It diminishes
It
my
definitely
enjoyment.
does. Predictability can take the sport down.
No, if you going into a match, you know someone is going to win. Doesn't mean a match can't be enjoyable or the story can't be enjoyable.
Correct. Well, you can take
Jay,
final.
yeah, cool. But Jey Uso versus Gunther.
Anyway, you're wrong.
I was not interested in the first place because I knew.
Fine, but there's no way. Charlotte was better than the triple.
Forget him what.
It just wasn't.
Excuse me. It's my opinion. Do you mind?
Keys can be wrong.
No, my opinions are facts, bud. My opinions are facts. You mad?
All right, cool.
That's fine.
Let
me watch your Queen. Cool.
What can you?
I would know what.
Yes. What's it called?
I'll do
I'll send the Queen of. I'll send it in the group.
What's it called so people can understand? What's it called?
Yeah. Anyone else that wants to check it out, it is called the All-Star Grand Queendom. The All-Star Grand Queendom pay-per-view.
Do you know how to use Discord? So what are you doing tomorrow evening? Let's watch it together on Discord. If you can upload it, we'll watch it together.
Right. If you watch it together, then we'll upload the clip, and then we can put the clip up, right? So yeah,
All right.
Live reaction, and that's the next.
We'll sort it out.
Whatever else happens in the week, whatever else happens in the week, we'll recap it. Might have a game next week, might not. We'll see. But thank you very much. This was another good episode. I look forward to next week. So if anyone else has got anything to say, let's end it right there.
No.
All good for me.
The podcast begins because I'm here now. Safe.
Hopefully you have right next week as well. But
Yeah.
thank you again for anyone that's watched. Actually, do you want to go through the socials? Because I can't even remember what they are. I don't even know if we use them. You bother?
What? Yeah. They will all be in the links, but I will run through them. That's mad you don't know our own socials. To be fair, I don't know.
Well,
Exactly. I can see him looking at that, but go on.
Of course, I've got them all pinned, but obviously all the social
why are you having
links will be.
production meeting on screen?
Let's edit this bit, by the way. Go on.
Keep it in the bank. Click on it. Yeah.
Look, we're a new podcast. Everyone allows for a new podcast, but we are on X. We are on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify. So if you can, please check out our socials.
Yeah, man.
What is it? What is it?
So our Twitter is Grapple Gurus. Yeah.
Chess, bro.
Grapple Gurus. Same but inside Grapple Gurus as well. You're obviously watching, if you're on YouTube, Grapple Gurus, Spotify, Grapple Gurus. Grapple Gurus all over, worldwide.
We're worldwide.
Worldwide.
But yeah, thank you very much. We are Grapple Gurus Podcast. Another great episode. See you next week.
Peace.